this is a meter. But have you ever thought about how crazy it is that someone from the other side of the world could pick up a completely different tape measure and measure out the exact same meter? The reason why we have this high level of standardization is because of the fact that the meter has a very standardized definition. And to truly appreciate this high level of standardization, I wanted to figure out how long a meter is by myself. But I'm not going to figure it out using the modern definition because that's kind of impossible for me. My plan is to figure it out using a pendulum, the way it was kind of originally defined. All right, so the first thing we need to do is going to be figuring out the actual period of the pendulum so we can measure the period and just figure out the length of the meter. So let's do that first. So for me, G is about 9.81 meters per second squared. Plugging that into this formula here gives us this value for the period of the pendulum. That's all well and good, but this is only an approximation that relies on small angles. The actual formula, if you are willing to actually solve this differential equation without assuming small angles, looks like this. So if we take the initial angle to be like 30 degrees, say, this would be the actual period of the pendulum. But there's a bigger problem here, which is air resistance. See, nature is very chaotic. It doesn't like to be nice. It doesn't care about your feelings. So that's a bit of a problem because this differential equation assumes no air resistance. And that is very problematic for us. But you know what? I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm just gonna assume no air resistance and hope for the best. All right, so this is my pendulum of choice. It's made out of a coffee can and a piece of string that you use for sewing. I couldn't find anything else that will work for this. So yeah, we're going to be using this. But now we have to figure out where we're going to hang this. Alright, so I think I figured it out. I'm going to be using this door frame along with a bit of scotch tape. So we're just going to see... Okay, never mind. So it's hanging right now, as you can see. And it can swing as well. So I'm just going to be using this to figure it out. I'll be back once I do. Okay, so this pendulum right here has a period of about 2.06 seconds, which is a little lower than it should be, but at the same time, its angle goes down after each period, which kind of means that that whole math part that I did was kind of unnecessary because nature is extremely chaotic. And it's nothing like the theoretical world, which is a lot nicer. So, yeah, measuring a meter this way is very, very unreliable. But hey, this length kind of works. So I'm just gonna cut this off. I'm gonna assume that this right here is like the center of mass. So I'm gonna cut it off here and just measure it up to here and see if that is going to be about a meter long. Okay, so according to my measurements, this right here should be about a meter. All the way from here to where that dashed line is over there. And this is how my ruler fares against an actual tape measure. So as you can see right there, you can see a little 100 there. That's an actual meter right there. So this is pretty close. Mine is about 96 centimeters. So I measured out 96 centimeters, but that's pretty close. So did I succeed in measuring out a meter? Well, no, I measured out 96 centimeters. I'm about as bad at this as playing pool. But hey, that's something, and the next time I need to measure out 96 centimeters, I can just go ahead and use one of these. I don't need no stinking ruler for that anymore. So if you enjoyed this video and want more of these like building / DIY projects, then I guess you can subscribe. That's an option. You can also like the video if you liked it. And yeah, bye.